High Plains Technology says it's time for school.
We've got Katie Shirley in the studio once again. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to It's Time for School, of course, talking about High Plains Technology Center.
Good morning, Brett. I'm glad to be back this week. I've got with me Lisa Steadman. Lisa is one of our TAP instructors, and TAP is Technical Applications Program. So, Lisa, tell us a little bit about your background in education and what led you to High Plains as a TAP instructor.
Okay, good morning. I taught high school science for 2 years at Freedom, and that's where I met Barkley Holt because he was the ag teacher.
The connections all back to Freedom so much.
Yes, so that was my first 2 years, and then I taught science at Woodward for 17 years. And then found out about this program starting up at High Plains, and I was ready to jump on the opportunity and do something different. So
awesome. And so now how long have you been a TAP instructor?
So this is our 5th year for the TAP program.
And you've been there since the inaugural year, the very beginning, 5 years ago?
Yes. Dana and I taught, came up with the curriculum and developed the program, and
there's a lot of work on the ground floor to get all of this rolling. And now 5 years in, and I know you guys make adjustments quite often and just tweak things, but now you've got a pretty good foundation, don't you think?
Yes, and it's fun to come up with new ideas, and there's not a lot of 6th grade welding curriculum out there, so you kind of have to be
very innovative
program. Coming up with things to do with middle school kids to introduce them to all the programs at High Plains. But we have a great time, and allows us to expose kids to lots of different career options at a young age.
Right. So can you give an overview of what TAP is for, say, a parent listening right now that has a 4th grade student, 5th grade student, just so they may have heard about TAP or seen it, but can you kind of give the basic details about what TAP is?
So TAP stands for Technical Applications Program, and we take all of the programs that are offered at High Plains and spend about 2 weeks on each program. As a 6th grade student, I have the gold team for a semester and then the black team for a semester. So every 6th grade kid will get to take TAP for a semester, and we cover, all the programs that they offer at High Plains. And then as a 7th grader, possibly it'll be offered as an elective, and then they can take it as an elective as an 8th grader. And then we also have freshman TAP.
Okay. And when you say 6th graders, is this only Woodward 6th graders? When do our schools in our district, in our sending schools, get to participate in TAP?
So 6th grade TAP is only for Woodward students. Okay. And then the sending school kids can start coming in the 8th grade.
8th grade.
Yes.
Okay. And they do ride the bus from their school. So Moreland rides the Moreland school bus over, and then they get transportation back. So that's
right.
Wonderful.
And they're there for a little bit longer in the day too than the younger kids.
Okay.
Right.
So in 6th grade, every student you have, tell us a little bit about what your day is like with the students.
Okay. So I have them for about 45 minutes each class period. We started this semester off with a unit. We did automotives and participated in the car show. If any of you went out to the car show, that was a big thing. And my 6th grade kids, they do pit races where they divide up into teams and they learn their tools and run up, identify the tool, run back. They're sweating. It's a huge competition. And so we had our finals for the pit races, and I just took those kids to lunch. So I take the winning team from each of my class periods. I have 6 class periods. And I take the winning team from each class period and bring them in during my planning hour, and we have so the winner from each class period have a big tournament, and then the winning team, then I take them out to lunch. So
awesome.
Payson Taylor, Marley Stallman, and Nash Best, they were our overall winning team.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Those kids know their tools.
I was going to say that's a great way to learn their tools, and really early on in life.
Yeah. And then this last week we did some multimedia, which is one of our programs at High Plains. We did multimedia. And in that program, they spend a lot of time learning to do coding and creating video games. And so as a sixth grade, we start out with block coding, which is introductory coding using Scratch. And so the kids love that. And we do an activity called Code a Classmate. So they create a series of computer codes, but it's for their classmates. So they'll write a computer program that their classmates have to follow. So they have them crawling on the floor and spinning in circles and all
I'm sure
kinds
they
of
have
stuff.
some fun with that.
Yeah, it's fun. And we did welding. So the kids, it seems like this year my kids have been really excited about welding. It's different to see what different kids get excited
Right.
about. But these kids are really excited about welding, and they don't get to do real welding as sixth graders. It's a
Right.
little too dangerous for them, but they learn the basic welds using canned cheese, the squirt cheese, and crackers. And so they weld with that. And then we also have virtual welders. And so they can get on there and get training in angles and travel speed, and it gives them a score and shows them how they need to improve. And so they get pretty competitive on the virtual welders also. So that's what we've been doing so far this semester.
Awesome. That is quite a bit. What would you say that you feel like maybe this year, and I know you mentioned just this semester, which one seems to be year after year maybe the most excited the kids get about? Which field of study would you say you've seen?
Oh, gosh. And it does really vary. Overall, I think maybe it's because it's the very first program we do each semester, but they love the pit races.
Yeah.
And I mean, they will be dripping sweat in those
they're
races.
competing.
Yes, competing
Yeah.
in that. And we just started health careers today, and I had several of them tell me today they want to be nurses and doctors and EMTs, and so I think that's going to be an exciting unit too.
That's awesome. And then so your sixth grade students get to take part of TAP Club also. And so tell us a little bit about TAP Club.
Okay, so TAP Club, we meet once a month, and it's on Mondays, and the kids, we bring in different industries, people from industry in, and they're there for about an hour, and we've had local EMS come in. We've had, last month it was fun. We had the Pork Council, we had the Beef Council, and Ag in the Classroom came. And so it's pretty neat for them to get to see some of the different businesses in our area, and fun for the business partners too, to come see what we do in TAP.
Yeah. I think that's great around sixth grade for them to be getting such good hands-on training and a little bit of time in each of these areas to get a better idea which direction they want to head on at a pretty young age. And so this year we have our inaugural class from 5 years ago graduating. And so it's neat to see the programs they've chosen. And now I was talking to Yasmin, who, so she was in the first TAP class, and now she's in the construction program and will be applying for our WinTech program. So
it's so awesome.
Yeah. And what is some of your, what would you tell a parent that's maybe whenever they get the choice to choose to take TAP as an elective, what's just some advice or anything you would want to tell them about TAP and what you've seen in your students from this opportunity?
Well, our program is very hands-on, very project-based, and most kids seem to learn better when they can really get involved in what they're learning. And I think the great thing about TAP is it exposes them to so many different career opportunities. And, we tell them it's never too young to start thinking, you're never too young to start thinking about what you want to do as an adult. And there's a lot of career opportunities for them. If they stay right here, they can get training for those careers right here at High Plains.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lisa, for coming and being my guest. Anything else you wanted to share before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Anytime anybody wants to see what we're doing at TAP, just come on by. There's always lots of action going on at TAP.
And so TAP is located at the Woodward Middle School. We've kind of partnered with them, and we utilize some of their space, and we've kind of updated it. And also, if you want to keep up with what's going on in TAP and you aren't following us yet, you can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at High Plains Tech Center. Well, thank you, Lisa, for being my guest today, and thank you all for listening. We'll be back here next week on 100.1.